welcome back to today's video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge for my 4th ever Monster Jam All-Star Challenge. I've been doing my All-Star Challenges since 2019, every single year. I did in 2019, did in 2020, did in 2021, and now we're back for our 4th ever All-Star Challenge. Let's get started. Now, I do know Theodore Roosevelt did comment that I did want to see for this All-Star Challenge Marvel vs. DC, but guys, unfortunately that will not be happening this year. I'm doing Fire and Ice since I'm doing it on Steel Titans. Reasons why will be revealed later. But let's start on to the first team, Team Fire. First off, we've got Tom Meents driving Max D. Fire. Tom Meents will be returning back to the seat of Max D. Fire and the captain of Team Fire. Tom Meents has not driven the Fire Max D body since the All-Star Challenge of last year. So it'll be nice to have Tom Meents back in the Fire body. Next up, we have Corey Rummel driving Megalodon Fire. Corey Rummel will be back with the Megalodon Fire, who also has not driven the Fire Megalodon body since last year's All-Star Challenge. Next up, we have Barry Musauer and Zombie Fire. Again, a part of Team Fire, he's going to be running the Fire body again for the first time since last year. So it'll be exciting to see that. Next up, we have Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Back here on Team Fire. We cannot wait to see what Adam Anderson's going to have to throw down here and perform. He's had a pretty good year this year, so we'll have to see how he's going to do in this All-Star Challenge. He's really hoping to redeem in freestyle after last year's fail in the freestyle competition, in where he could not fill 30 seconds. Adam's had a bit of a hard time he had a hard time last year in the All-Star Challenge, so hopefully he can just do better this year. Next up, we have Colton Eichelberger and Max D. Now this is going to be an interesting one. Colton Eichelberger has not driven in my sport since last year's All-Star Challenge. He had recently had a baby, and so he had to take care of that. So now Colton Eichelberger's finally got some free time and will be back to drive Max D for this All-Star Challenge. Now, whether he'll come back for the main season of 2023 is currently unknown. Next up, we have Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. Also back again for the All-Star Challenge. We're going to see how he's going to do. Camden Murphy has had a really good season this year. So we're going to see how he's going to do. Next up, we have Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Back out here again. He's really hoping to lay down another run like he had in Edmonton. So he's hoping to do that. His two-wheel skills has improved. Now he's going to have a bit of an advantage after being in stadiums all year long this year. Tyler Menning's going to have a tiny bit of an advantage here since he's been in the stadiums all year long. He's got more experience on how to do stadium two-wheel and the stadium freestyles. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tyler Menninga will be able to adjust here and see how he will do, and see if his performance will be better. Next up, we have Eric Swanson in Obsessed. So far from this team, it's practically been the same since the past 3 years. From 2019 to 2021, the lineup was practically the same, except for a minor change with Cam McQueen going from driving Northern Nightmare to Bro Camino. But besides that, the lineup hasn't had any changes. But here's our first change. Eric Swanson will be back driving Obsessed to replace Heavy D and Brodozer, since Heavy D no longer drives in Monster Jam. So Eric Swanson has decided to come back. Now Eric Swanson has not driven in my sport of Monster Jam since last year, in either Miami 2 2021 or Jacksonville 3 from last year. So we're going to have to see here how Eric Swanson can do. He's ran in some independent shows in between then, but it's going to be nice to have Eric Swanson back in Monster Jam. Next up, we have Charlie Pauken is going to drive Gravedigger Fire. Charlie Pauken is back behind the seat of the black and green wrecking machine Gravedigger, and it will be his first time driving Gravedigger since last year's All-Star Challenge. Charlie's been driving Monster Mutt all season long and has done pretty good. But he's going to be back here behind the seat of the black and green wrecking machine known as Gravedigger. Next up is Jim Kohler in Avenger. Jim Kohler in Avenger is back out here after Jim having one of his best seasons ever. Jim Kohler's got some stuff in plan here for that best trick competition. And he's got some really cool stuff he wants to pull out from up his sleeves that he's been learning throughout this year. So I cannot wait to see what Jim is going to have in store. Next up is Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Bryce Kenny's had a good season, and he will be back behind the wheel of the Fire Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. He's going to be running that body for the first time since last year's All-Star Challenge, and so Bryce is really excited to be running that body. And he's going to try to do really good. He had a really good performance last year in the best trick competition he did. He had a phenomenal job, so he's going to hopefully try to replicate and repeat that here. Last up in this Team Fire is going to be Lindsay Reed and Scooby-Doo. Now Lindsay Reed, it was undetermined and undecided whether I was going to have her drive Monster Mutt Dalmatian or Scooby-Doo. Kind of wanted her to drive Dalmatian because Dalmatian is a fire dog. It's like a dog you see firemen bring around. So, yeah, but there's already another Monster Mutt Dalmatian that they're going to be seeing later on in the lineup, so I decided that she can just come back and just run Scooby-Doo. So Lindsay Reed will be finally making her return to Monster Jam. She hasn't driven since last year's All-Star Challenge. Lindsay Reed in late October or early November of 2021, she did get pregnant with another child, and she unfortunately could not drive for the entirety of the season. But she will be back behind the wheel after having some time to give her baby and recover from that. She will be back behind the wheel here of Scooby-Doo and making her first appearance back here for our 2022 All-Star Challenge. Next up is gonna be Team Ice, as this team has a lot of changes compared to Team Fire. First off, since Scott Buto is no longer driving in Monster Jam, Mark Liss will be now the team captain of Team Ice, driving the El Toro Loco Ice. This will be Mark Liss' first ever All-Star Challenge. Mark Liss is really hoping for really big redemption. Mark Liss has struggled all season long. Could not get into the World Finals. He's just had a really tough year this year. Always finishing near the bottom in freestyle, so this year is hopefully going to be that year where Mark Liss can hopefully this event will finally be the one to turn around his entire season and try to do amazing here, as he's now also got a lot of pressure being the captain here of Team Fire. Next up is Cynthia Gauthier driving Monster Mutt Dalmatian Ice. Cynthia Gauthier will be returning back behind the wheel of a Monster Mutt Dalmatian, and for the second time this year. Cynthia already drove Monster Mutt Dalmatian in before, already in Milwaukee at the very beginning of the season for Stadium Series Red. This will be her first time driving Monster Mutt Dalmatian since then, and her first time running the ice body since last year's All-Star Challenge. So Cynthia Gauthier is also going to be some driver to look after for. Cynthia Gauthier, as you've already know, she's had the best second quarter out of all the drivers that have competed in the second quarter so far in Cleveland, Jacksonville, Florida 2, and Edmonton, Alberta, BC. Cynthia Gauthier has had the best performance, winning racing and freestyle, and overall in Cleveland, and winning donuts, freestyle, and overall in Edmonton. She's been on fire. 2 overall event racing, 2 overall event wins, 2 freestyle wins, a donut win, a racing win. So it's gonna be, so you guys are better gonna have to look out for Cynthia Gauthier. Cynthia struggled in last year's All-Star Challenge a little bit, so she's definitely gonna do a lot better here. You guys better watch out. She's gonna be back out here, back out with the vengeance. She's been having an amazing second quarter. And, yeah, so we can't always see her behind this Dalmatian truck. Next up is another interesting pick, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Since John Zimmer no longer drives in Monster Jam, we needed to have a replacement for that here on the team. Now, it was rumored that John Zimmer was going to come back for Glendale this year, but unfortunately they changed that back to Jamie Garner. So maybe John Zimmer could have driven on the team, driving overboard maybe, but probably not. But it's going to be a good experience here for John Zimmer Jr., as he's going to be getting his first stadium event of this entire year. John Zimmer Jr. has been in arenas the entire year. And he did get to kind of like be an experience, kind of a stadium show when he did go to the truck parade and his truck being involved at my World Finals 23. So we're going to have to see how John Zimmer Jr. will do for his first ever big stadium show. This is an All-Star Challenge as well, so we're going to have to see here and see how he can just adjust to this big stadium environment. Next up is Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, powered by Hoonigan. Ryan Anderson is back this year on Team Ice. Ryan had a lot of struggles so far in the last All-Star Challenge, especially in freestyle. He ended up last year in the All-Star Challenge freestyle. He got out like just after the 30 seconds after crashing on a backflip. I think he got to sort of save. He got into like a wheelie and then he put it down and then he just went straight in for the backflip and over-rotated it and rolled it over. He also had some struggles in day one. I believe in day one of qualifying, where he got 24th place, and he got last in 3-lap qualifying. And that would continue to show in the actual racing bracket, as he would get out first round in the first race in last year's All-Star Challenge. So hopefully Ryan Anderson can do better here this year. Next up, we have Blake Granger and Max D. Also getting a shot probably for his first ever stadium event in my entire history of my sport. Blake Granger has been in arenas all year long, and he got second place on Arena Championship Series Central. And then, unfortunately, guys, he could not, get into that showdown competition. So he never got to be a part of the showdown. And could not get a chance to compete for the showdown, try to get that last 24th main field spot. So, and he has not been able to run, and he hasn't driven since the last event for Arena Series Central. So it's nice for Blake Granger to get a stadium shot out here. Nice for him to get a stadium shot out here after not being able to make it to World Finals 23. Next up is Cody Saucier in Dragon. Cody Saucier will be driving the Ice Dragon body. Cody Saucier's had a really great year this year. He's been dominating racing. He really hopes he can bring home that racing win out here in this show. In the All-Star Challenge. I win both racing competitions. Because he ended up, because he had won practically every single race this year, including the World Finals 23 fastest qualifier, but then he ended up coming to the championship race, where he lost to Jim Kohler and Avenger this year at World Finals. But Cody's definitely looking for some redemption here to try to keep his perfect win race record here for the season, and try to get almost perfect and win everything here in racing. Cody almost also came so close to winning the Arena Series East Championship, until it came down to the last two events where he ended up missing Salinas and allowed Weston to pull ahead and get into the lead. So Cody's looking for some redemption after getting that second place finish, and after almost winning Arena Championship Series East. Next up is Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune Ice. Caleb Blood is probably also, as well as Cynthia Gauthier, been having a really good season. Probably one of her best so far, and it's quite arguably, it's tough between this season between Kayla and Cynthia. It has also been one of the best female drivers so far this year. Kayla has done so good. She's gotten overall event championships, freestyle wins. She won the showdown, made it into the World Finals. Now, a pretty decent World Finals appearance for her first World Finals. Look, Kayla's been having a good season, and to make it even better, she is now in a part of this All-Star Challenge. So we're going to have to see here how Caleb Blood will be able to to perform out here for this All-Star Challenge. So she'll be also running the Soldier Fortune Ice Body. So we're very, very excited to see Kayla Blood back here for this event. Next up is Todd LeDuc driving Blue Thunder. Todd LeDuc is back behind the wheel of Blue Thunder for this year's All-Star Challenge. Todd LeDuc has had a pretty great season, making the semifinals in World Finals 23 racing, having a lot of great freestyle runs this season, an overall event championship in the last event, getting 4th place on Stadium Series Red. He's had a really, really, really awesome year. And he's now back in the All-Star Challenge, this time bringing back Blue Thunder. Hopefully we'll have to see if we can LeDuc leap it here across the venue wherever we're at. Next up, we have Cole Vennard, driver of the Black Pearl. Cole Vennard ended up winning overall event championship last year in my All-Star Challenge. He got the overall. And that's because he had a pretty good showing. He had a pretty good, nice saving freestyle. I think he made it far in racing. Did okay in best trick. So Cole Vennard with that overall, in which carried Team Ice to barely winning by 1 point last year. So really, 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 really good job here for Cole Vennard. The defending overall event championship of the All-Star Challenge is back. Hopefully we can see if Cole Vennard can keep his title and win overall again this year. Next up we have Brandon Mahan in Whiplash, the first ever best trick winner. She ended up winning best trick back in 2019. And so now she is back. Brianna had an okay All-Star Challenge appearance last year, but she's hoping to do good this year. And she's been in arenas all year, except for 2 stadium shows, being the World Finals and Jacksonville, Florida, too, for contributing to the loss. So it's nice for Brandon Mahan to be back for his 3rd stadium show of the entire year. Next up is John Gordon in Bad Company. John Gordon has been having a pretty good season. He started off a bit slow, but as the season picked up on, he was able to start having a lot of good freestyle appearances. Although he suffered near the bottom and got 11th place, he still made it to his first ever World Finals, where he had a pretty good showing. Then would come back, and then in Jacksonville, Florida too this year, he had a lot of troubles with the truck that he has been working on. He could not make it out he had some issues, I think, in intros. Couldn't make it out for intros one show. I think he missed racing, and I think he missed racing in one of the shows, and maybe practice. I think it's one of the, either practice or the main show ended up missing racing, and he just had a lot of problems with the truck in Jacksonville. Well, John Gordon has been working really hard on the truck ever since Jacksonville, Florida too. He's been working and grinding super hard on his truck to make sure it's going to be ready for that All-Star Challenge so it can compete. And last up, we have both the 3-lap and 1-lap racing winner from last year's All-Star Challenge, being Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Kristen Anderson is going to be back out to drive Gravedigger Ice, driving the ice body for Gravedigger. Kristen Anderson has had a really struggle this year. She finished in 6th out of 9th place on Arena Championship Series Central. She had an okay start at the beginning, but slowly fell behind to John Zimmer Jr. She could not make the main field or the showdown. And she had an okay, and she didn't really do as spectacular in the Encore World Finals as she would hope. Had hoped to for the 40th Gravedigger Anniversary Encore. Although Kristen had like one of her best seasons last year, she just struggled a lot this season. She's hoping to end it off and have a really great showing here at this All-Star Challenge. So we're gonna have to see how that's gonna be able to go out here for Kristen Anderson, and hopefully see if she can win those racing competitions like what she did last year. Next up, guys, is this event will be held on Monster Jam Steel Titans. the original Monster Jam Steel Titans 1. Now, why because of this is because there are no fire and ice trucks in Steel Titans 2. So yeah. So if there were on Steel Titans 2, I would do it on Steel Titans 2. But since they're not, we're just gonna have to stick with the original Steel Titans. And so yeah, that is the game we're going to be doing it on. Now, the venue in Steel Titans we're going to be doing it on is Glendale, Arizona. Last year, we were in Las Vegas, Nevada at Sam Boyd Stadium for my last ever show there, actually. In Sam Boyd Stadium, so, for my Monster Jam, but since Sam Boyd Stadium got torn down and is no longer used for Monster Jam, we had to move it somewhere to the Glendale, Arizona. Now, why we're doing it in Glendale and why it's on Steel Titans is because back in 2020, I was originally going to do my All-Star Challenge in Glendale on Steel Titans 1. But then, unfortunately, this never worked out. Because, guys, a lightning bolt, because in the summer 2020, since, you know, I wasn't going to any summer camps like I would usually go to because of the COVID, I had a lot of time, you know, to do stuff. I had no schoolwork. But I did do a lot of hours of spending grinding Steel Titans to unlock and fully upgrade all my trucks. And fully upgrading all your trucks in Steel Titans 1 and unlocking them can be a pain and can take a lot of hours worth of grinding. Well, just after for my 2 accounts that I was going to use to play on for the event in October. Well, around midway through July, a lightning bolt struck a tree right outside my house, which ended up causing it to fry my PS4, which means I lost everything in the game I had worked on. I lost all my trucks, all the trucks I had unlocked, all the upgrades, and so I had lost everything, and we were having to start over from scratch. Although being kind of like, and I only had about 3 months, maybe a little less than 3 months, to get everything back before my event. So, unfortunately, guys, and since I just worked so hard at playing that game to unlock everything, unfortunately, guys, I just didn't have the time nor the, kind of like interest to regrind to unlock everything for both accounts. In Steel Titans, you have to practically grind. Unlike in Steel Titans 2 when you unlock trucks, all I have to do is just unlock trucks just by either beating championship series in each world, just being the actual championship series like for outdoor racing or for arena series, championship series, or stadiums, or combine your both stadiums and arenas. You have to yeah, you just do that, play through those, play as trucks from the certain teams like the Boneyard, or not Boneyard, but of the Haunted Forest, or Haunted Forest trucks, or Dog Pound trucks, or stuff like that. You would have to play as them, and then you can slowly unlock trucks by getting those trucks either fully upgraded, or just completing the championship series and finishing in a high position within the top 3. Well, and Steel Titans, well, that kind of is true for the championship series. You have to play the outdoors, the outdoor one, the outdoor circuit racing, arena series, stadium series, and then the combiner of both stadiums and arenas. But after that, you have to actually grind for points in order to get the trucks. And some of the trucks in the game, like Max D, Son of a Digger, and Grave Digger, all cost 40,000 points. It is quite expensive and can just take a lot of grinding the same exact freestyle runner event they have to do to get a lot of points several times in a row, which can be kind of annoying and a lot of grinding, a lot of hours, and boring doing the same freestyle over and over again just to try to get more and more points. So yeah, that is why we're going to be doing it there. Also, the game difficulty for this event. And so, guys, so I decided then in 2020 to just do it on the pool table. Then last year I decided to do the All-Star Challenge on Steel Titans to have everything unlocked again. And then just do it there. Since it would be my last ever event in Las Vegas for in Las Vegas, Nevada at Stan Boyd Stadium. And then after that, I just decided to come back this year and do it here. Here, the game difficulty will also, guys, be on hard mode. It will be on the hardest mode that it is. I think it's Steel Titan or something, but I'm gonna go for the hardest difficulty. Just like last year, because if I'm not on the hardest difficulty, then everybody would be getting 10s. And also so yeah. So that is how it will work. The judging for the event will be determined based on the game system for the best trick and freestyle competitions. Now to the story. Right here will be the schedule for the All-Star Challenge. Now, guys, this is all subject to change. But, guys, Thursday, October 6th, will be qualifying for both 3-lap and 1-lap racing. Since there's no Chicago-style and Vegas-style racing that you can get from that track on Steel Titans, I'm just going to have to do 1- and 3-lap racing. Just like what I had to do with last year. So yeah, we'll be doing 3-lap and 1-lap racing on day 1. Now, they're only going to do 1 lane because of time constraint, right? So we're going to do both 1-lap and 3-lap. We're just going to do time constraint, so we're just going to do 1 race for each, and we're not going to swap lanes like what we did at World Finals. Then next up on Friday, we're going to be doing 3-lap racing and the best trick competition. 3-lap racing will be where the trucks will have to do 3 laps around the track to determine who the winner will be to go on to the next round and win the entirety of the racing competition. And then after that, we will be doing the best trick, where the drivers can do practically anything they want, from technical 2-wheel maneuvers, backflips, huge vertical air, or any trick that they just want to perform. Next up is going to be Saturday, which will be 1-lap racing and freestyle. We'll get to do shorter 1-lap racing on the Steel Titans 1 Glendale track. Then after that, the drivers will get to go and do an all-out freestyle. Well, guys, then after that, guys, for encores, for day number 1, yes, at World Finals 2000, at my World Finals 23, Tom Meents would complete a reverse forward momentum backflip. But now, guys, so we did it in real life on a pool table, but we haven't done it in a video game. So what we're going to do is they're going to try to see if they can pull it off. First off, we got to see if this is even realistically possible. If it's not, guys, this encore for this reverse forward momentum backflip is highly likely to change. We don't know how this track really works, and we don't know how the Steel Titans 1 Glendale track will work, and if this is even possible to complete on that track. So we will have to do some testing to see if this does actually work. If it doesn't, then we'll just have to think of something else. But then on Saturday, the Yeti and Wildfire trucks are just going to go out in an all-destruction mode and freestyle. Now, guys, we had to do them separately for this year because it was getting late and I couldn't have my person who plays with me do it since it was getting very late. So I had to do them this singly. But luckily, hopefully this time it shouldn't be as late and we can perform and do both. We can do both for the encore. We can have both trucks freestyling at the same time. It'll also be on the destruction course where we get to destroy and crush a bunch of stuff like buses and porta potties and stuff like that. And so you guys so that'll be happening on Saturday. Also, guys, as far as the video will be, since last year I was filming with my iPad, which didn't have as much storage, instead of separating the videos into all 4 separate competitions, we're going to have a video for qualifying, a video for Friday night, and then a video for Saturday night. And so that is how the video releasing will be like. Now, guys, if for some reason, guys, if school happens and pops up, I get a lot of homework, Thursday night, and I for some reason can't get a chance to film qualifying, then qualifying will just be postponed to Friday. And the whole show gets pushed back by one day to where the show would be Saturday and Sunday. But if for some reason, like let's say I get busy with schoolwork and I have both on both days being Thursday and Friday, then guys, qualifying will be canceled and it'll just be a randomized bracket that I will make. Now that'll just be randomized on a computer. After that, guys, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much all you need to know about my All-Star Challenge. As far as dates, teams, trucks, track, the venue, the game. So guys, this one's going to be an interesting All-Star Challenge. I cannot wait for the third to last Monster Jam event of the year to be starting to take place. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I cannot wait to bring all the action and footage from you guys. Also, no, this is not going to be live streamed because I want a glitch to happen. I accidentally reveal my PS4 data. And plus, I'm just not going to live stream, and the live stream was kind of laggy when I did it for World Finals. And so, yeah, and the place where I played my Steel Titans at isn't really the best for internet. So yeah, so no live stream. So yeah, guys, that'll probably be it. Now, guys, we're coming to the video on what my next video for YouTube will be. First off, it could be the Cosmic Shake, because guys, a few weeks ago at Gamescom, they said that they were going to be unleashing some new footage for the game. Well, guys, it's probably almost been practically 2 weeks since Gamescom 2022. They said about a few weeks or 2 weeks, we were going to get a release date, and maybe possibly be something, because what happened with Rehydrated is when we got the release date for Rehydrated, it came with the trailer. So there's a chance that there could be a new trailer, new information about the game, maybe even new gameplay, and a release date that may come with the release dates. That may be my next video, since they did say it was from within 2 weeks, and it has practically been 2 weeks. So we're gonna have to see on that. So that may be my next video, but if none of this stuff happens, it will most likely be my my analysis of the Monster Jam 2023 schedule announcement. No, guys, it's not gonna be anything related to my own Monster Jam League with my pool table and stuff like that. It's just gonna be based on IRL. We're gonna get my thoughts on the tours. We'll get all my thoughts on the tours, see if I got any predictions right or closely to right. Alright, see what events I may be attending next year, the schedule, my reaction into everything. So that will all be coming on September 18th. Is when that video will release. But if that video isn't released, if there's no Cosmic Shake stuff in between then it will most likely be this to drop on September 18th. But alright, guys, if this one's been a long video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out. Movie forever.